So I was born and raised in Bulgaria, and I've always been fascinated with nature. But then the more I learned about biology, the more I realized how little we know, right? That there's so much diversity out there and so many exciting questions that haven't been answered. And that I found really, really exciting. And career in science, Bulgaria is really not an option, just because the country went through like a very severe economic crisis and biology is very expensive. So I came to the US for college. I went to MIT, and that really was life-changing experience, right? I was able to do the science that I've always dreamed of. And that really kind of like solidified my decision that I want to pursue a career in biology. Being a female scientist is very difficult. You know, there's a big gender bias in academia. There's especially a big gender bias in the fellows programs, right, where most of the fellows are actually male. I thought I'm in a position where I have to choose between following my passion for science, having a family. My son was born 5 months ago, so it is very hard, but I think it is doable. A lot of female scientists hear that, right, that they have to make this choice between science and their career and family, and then the expectations from a female scientist and the expectations from a mother are just so much higher compared to from male counterparts. But the culture is changing, and I think leading by example is very important. I study the ribosome, which is the molecular machine that synthesizes proteins. Your entire body is made of proteins. And who makes these proteins is the ribosome. So the ribosome is this unsung hero that does all the job but gets zero credit for it. You have millions and millions of these little molecular machines in your cells that constantly synthesize proteins. And what we're interested in is what happens when these machines break down. We need to know how our cells work, how proteins are being synthesized, so that we can understand what happens when disease develops, right? If you don't know how your car works, right, you really can't fix it when you get into an accident or if your car breaks down on the highway. So it's the same thing with like very basic biology. We understand this, the fundamental principles, and we understand how our bodies are built and how our cells are functioning. Because they're so fundamental, they're always contributing factors to such complicated disorders such as cancer and neurodegeneration. The thing that keeps me coming to lab every day is really working with a fantastic group of scientists. There's this misconception that science is a very lonely endeavor, that scientists are just like very awkward people who work by themselves. But it's not true, right? Science is so big and it's such a huge community, and we all work together and share our discoveries to, build something bigger than us. And probably the best feeling is like when you discover something new and you're like so excited and you want to just share it with everyone. Oh my God, that's like the most amazing feeling ever. It just not only doubles, it quadruples the excitement, right? When you have someone else to just like bounce ideas back and forth. It's really fantastic. The best advice I got from a colleague of mine was to advocate for myself. And I think this is something especially important for female scientists, is that we kind of always wait for someone to help us. You can call it imposter syndrome or whatnot, but that you're waiting for someone to be like, oh, your work's really good, you should do this, here's this opportunity that you should apply, or I'm going to nominate you for this award. And that's just not how science works. You should be like, I think I'm pretty good. I am going to apply for this grant and I'm going to, put my name for this job, and I think I'm good for this award. Can you please nominate me for this? If you feel like you're good, you should advocate for yourself. That's probably the best advice I got, and I've been following it religiously.